So we got the 4 elements and the 4 basic kind of melee types. But so everything in the game is based on these 7 different types. Of course, there's also void magic. There's some other things too. So I'm going to be able to cast a firebolt at this mob. Let's go ahead and target one. You can see these are blue Fintos wasp. Actually, I know from experience that actually bludgeoning hurts these things more than anything. Every mob has a different type that they are vulnerable to. And in fact, you can even increase that vulnerability that they have by casting life magic spells that decrease those stats. So even though this wasp is naturally more susceptible to bludgeoning attack, I can cast another vulnerability on it that makes it even more susceptible to those attacks. And then you can also cast things that make them more susceptible to magic and everything else. So target that. Yeah, he's dinging on me. Cast my spell. And kill him. Then I'm going to loot. Loot is one of the greatest things in Asheron's Call that nobody, no other game has the loot system. No other MMO has a loot system like Asheron's Call. It's very akin to Diablo loot system, where these mobs are going to drop a lot of loot, and they're going to have different items on here. So first off, we got a blue Fintos wasp wing, which I can turn into somebody because that's a collectible type item. Got some mana stones, so you can use mana stones to take mana out. You can see how these have like a little, I don't know if it'll show up on YouTube or not, but a little blue outline. That means they're mana items. They actually have mana in them. So you can actually destroy that item by double clicking on a mana stone and sucking the mana out. And then you can use that mana stone, you can double click on it to give it to your items. Because see, this robe that I'm wearing is, if I right click on it, it's using mana. We can see that it cost 1 point of mana per 30 seconds. And it holds 1,000 mana. So we can double click on a mana stone, fill this item back up so that I get the benefits that it has. Right now, even though I'm wearing a robe, it has a little bit of natural armor on it. But then it also is getting cast on it armor spells, and it's also buffing up my focus and willpower and strength and everything else. So it's giving me a lot of benefit, but it's using those mana. So you have to keep your items filled with mana if you're going to be using the stats on them and not buffing them yourself. So let's kill some more wasps. Oh, did I not even grab? I didn't even grab the other items that were on there. Okay. Let's see. There's some. I'm going to be pretty much picking up everything for now because I need the money. And all of this stuff sells. And I'm not going to explain everything that drops right now. I'll only be explaining what I use. I don't want that. Ceramic goblet, but it's worth a lot and has a low burden. You do have strength. The more you carry, you can see right here I have a burden, and you can go up to 300%. When you start getting over 100%, it affects something. I don't know what. I think it affects like how much damage you take from getting dinged on. Did you hear that? That was, let's see what that was. Your base war magic skill is now 63. So just by casting at that wasp, I leveled up. Or I put some experience in that. And you can see I'm gaining experience as I go. I'm already up to 9,000. And I have 3,762 unassigned experience. So I can use that experience to raise up other skills. I'm going to go ahead and finish out quickness there. And then I'm also going to put points into my focus and my willpower whenever I get to it. Here's a scroll that drops, which teaches me even more spells. There are just tons of spells in each school. So like there's tons of war magic school spells, there are tons of life magic spells, and they each have a level. I think it goes up to level 8 now. So I'm just using level 1 spells right now. So go ahead and kill some more wasp. And sometimes it doesn't. It does a little targeting thing where the wasp is running for you, and so it'll try to hit that wasp, and but the wasp is moving so fast that it basically throws the spell behind you. I'm getting lots of wings. That'll be good for free experience. Copper top. I don't know what that's for. Oh, maybe I can put that in my tinkering slot, or my trinket slot. I don't know. Let's get through this dungeon. That's my dog. He wants to go out. And he talks to me when he wants to go out. All right. Let me come on, wasp, die. Let me pause the video here, put my dog out, get him taken care of, and then I will be right back. Alright, and I'm back. Oh, those popped just as I got back. Of course they respawn. Alright. Get away from me. Just die already. I'm already... I think that's heal spell. We'll talk about healing later whenever I'm actually setting up my scroll bar, my magic bars to be efficient and do what mages do. Because right now it just appears that, oh, I'm just casting war spells at these guys. Well, it gets a lot more technical. It gets a lot deeper and fun. Because we will be trading and we will be efficiently killing things. There are strategies inside this game. There's not a single way of doing it. In most games, like, well, we'll use WoW, and I'm not picking on WoW because I think WoW is a great game, but it is targeted toward being easy, and this is not an easy game. This is not a WoW game. It's difficult at times. In WoW, yeah, it is. You're just going down through, they have a rotation, right? In other MMOs, you have a rotation list. So you're always going to be casting these spells in order, and whenever this happens, you're going to be doing this. In Asheron's Call, that's kind of the case, but not really. For one thing, we've already seen you have to choose the damage type that you want to do. So there's that. And then depending on what's going on around you, you're going to have to adapt. At least magic-wise, you're going to have to adapt. You have to determine what to do to keep yourself alive, to make sure you always have mana. You're going to do a lot of mana management. Make sure you have stamina. Make sure you're always going to be managing things and making sure that you can stay alive. And it's because you will die a lot, and you're going to be running back to get your stuff, and you're going to be there are death items in here. When you die, you drop things. Your corpse, you have to run back. There's consequences to your actions. So you have to it's a lot of fun, but it's not just type 1 2 3 4 over and over and over again. think. Gotta think. I've never really played a warrior character on here, a melee character. I played archers and mages because I think they provide the most fun because there's just a lot more going on. Alright, we got a water golem up here. Golems usually cast spells, so you have to be careful with them, especially as a magic user. But since he's water, you can take a guess. Well, for one thing, he's stone. He's a golem, right? So you can bludgeon him to death, but since he's made of water, we can also electrocute him. So we use an electrical spell. Man, he's hard. He's level 8. Man, he took a lot of my health, too. Okay, so we got a couple of... Okay. Alright, quick test here. I ran out of disk space when I was recording this previous video, and I've also figured out a better way of recording, so hopefully this will pick up where we left off. I am just a little bit of ways, 421 away from level 10, so I'm going to go out here and just kill something really fast. Actually, I know there's a little dungeon over here full of penguins, and that would probably be a good place. I mean, because who doesn't like killing penguins? And besides that, name another MMO that you can kill penguins in. I can't think of one. I know, yeah. I've played them all. I don't ever remember killing penguins anywhere. I know they're coming. Let's see. Oops, spawned on me. Ooh. There we go. One penguin leveled me. Yeah. Pretty sure fire would kill a penguin. Alright, and here I am back in town. I've already sold a bunch of loot. Basically how you sell loot is you open up the vendor and you drag it on down to the person. And, you know, if you want to remove something, you just clear it like that by just dragging and dropping, but we'll or dragging it off the bar. I've already sold everything. You can see I've got a lot of gold or pyro, and then I'll go over here to the jewelry vendor because he didn't like jewels, and we'll sell all these jewels. Alright, I got 70,000 gold. And this is going to be a good place to wrap up the video. I've already turned in my quest that I did earlier. That was something else that didn't get caught. I just went to this guy and he gave me a bunch of gold, and I went over to the collector and I turned in those wings that I had been collecting. So yeah, just doing all of that, and I am level 10 now, as you can see right up there. I've also taken mana conversion. I used my skill points that were left. You can see here, as you level, you get skill points. We've got 5 available. So I went ahead, I'm not sure if I covered that earlier or not, but anyway, I got mana conversion, which helps convert mana into whatever I'm doing. So, you know, I might cast a lightning spell and it might not cost me any mana to do it if I have a high enough mana conversion and the spell isn't that hard to cast. So the next spell that you almost need as a mage, you need to have mana conversion. And that's going to be it for this episode. In the next episode, I'm going to cover spells. I'm going to get my spell bars all set up, buy some more spells, get everything else, and get ready to go into the dungeons that they have laid out in the facility. I forget exactly what they call it, but the facility that helps level you, helps get you to level 50 really fast. So we'll do that in the next episode. Till then, see ya.